Hey guys, Carson Marsh here, Questionable Lock.
Vash and Natashi.
We're going to give you some picks for this week's games. Taylor's out this week. She's winning too much money, so she's leaving us hanging. Yeah. But for something new, we're going to start posting at the bottom of this video or in the bio of this video where we're going to be talking about specific games because we know that you guys want to bet and you guys want to put in those bets pretty quickly. So if you want to bet on an NBA game or a college game, for instance, just look in the bio, see where we talk about whatever game it is at said minute. And so for starters, tonight's game, Heat versus Rockets. Seb, what do you like in this game? Heat or -2. The over/under is set at 215. Let's talk about the records. Talk about where these teams are kind of trending right now.
Yeah, well, I can talk about the Rockets a little bit. You know, your hometown team being the Miami Heat. Rockets were looking very good once they did trade James Harden away. I think they won 6 in a row. They were looking like the most efficient offense in the league. John Wall, Christian Wood. But second guy I mentioned right there, Christian Wood, averaging 22 and 10 on the year. Really good shooting splits, over 50% from the field. Ankle injury. He's been out for the last 3 or 4 games. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. It's led to a Rockets losing streak. It's the reason why I do have the Heat tonight. I have them as part of a parlay with the Raptors. If you want to check out Questionable Lock on Twitter, you can see that on there. But yeah, I'm riding with the Heat for reasons I think you can talk about.
Yeah, for sure. So the reason why I like the Heat tonight, Jimmy Butler, after coming back from COVID, is averaging right here. He's got 23.3 points per game, 8.7 assists, rebounds per game, and 7.2 assists per game on 49.5% shooting. I mean, those are just great numbers. The Heat are 7-5 with Jimmy, and they are, I think, 10-14 on the season. The Rockets 11-13, so kind of similar in terms of records. The Heat are on a 3-game win streak. Rockets are on a 3-game losing streak. So I just think that this is definitely going to go the Heat's way, especially at -2. I think those are really good odds. Hero, I think, is out tonight with COVID protocol. I mean, we saw how confusing that was.
Yeah.
And then that's game with Kevin Durant, who already had COVID, being pulled in the third quarter of the game and wasn't allowed to start. Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And as a Heat fan, I know that it's definitely been a slow start to the season. But all I can say is we were in the finals, like 2 weeks ago? So, look, if we've happened on our players, if we have to get, for one thing, fully healthy, I would keep a big eye on Victor Oladipo tonight. He might be auditioning for Pat Riley. We will be seeing what's happening with that maybe later in February.
Yeah,
Bradley, Goran, and like you said, Christian Wood's out. And let's just talk about Christian Wood for a sec. Potential MIP contender of the year if Jeremy Grant it kind of fizzles down and if he can get back. But 55% from the field. I mean, he has been absolutely on fire this year. And hopefully this Rockets team can kind of get back on track. I mean, losing Harden is a big deal, but Harden with the Nets 7-5, Jimmy Butler 7-5 with the Heat. So I mean, how much are you? Two teams that definitely could use some help. So we'll totally keep an eye on that. If you what college game are you looking at for this week?
Tonight, I have Oregon versus Arizona State tonight being Thursday, the 11th. Last night, hit a college pick. We had Houston -12.5 against South Florida. They got back on track. Oregon versus Arizona State tonight. Pac-12 game. You know, we talked a lot about the Pac-12 during football season, how volatile it can be. You know, bad teams,
most volatile conference.
Good teams
football, basketball,
playing terrible. Oregon and Arizona State, 2 of the more talented teams in the conference for sure. Arizona State, top 10 pick. Josh Christopher, freshman, a bucket.
Yeah, Josh Christopher, top 10 pick potentially.
They definitely could score the ball. They struggle on the defensive end. They've been giving up 79 points a game, which, you know, it's not going to win you many. They do play a lot of ISO ball, so if guys like Josh Christopher and Remy Martin, who's on the Wooden Award watch list, don't get going, it could be a tough night for them. Oregon, on the other hand, very well coached, very solid every year. They're down 2 starters, but they've won, I believe, 2 games in a row. Another thing to mention, Arizona State.
They also have great defensive schemes. They seem to be able to adjust teams very fast and very quickly. So we'll see how Arizona State matches up against that. Oregon at +105. Arizona, like you said, I think hasn't played for a couple weeks because of COVID protocols.
Last 2 games, that they've had to miss.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So COVID is fouling everybody. But another game we like is 76ers versus Suns. I like the 76ers in this. The matchup, the line isn't posted yet, but the 76ers they're looking good. I mean, Embiid is looking like an MVP candidate, scoring 30 points a game. I think 11 rebounds. I know you are a big Suns guy, big D-book guy. So why don't you talk about that? Maybe talk about the Suns beating a couple games ago.
Yeah, there's that man right there. Yeah,
there you go.
Hey, he's showing what he can do. You know, obviously showed a lot of it in the bubble last year. Bubble Suns, you know, hashtag Bubble Suns 8-0. With Chris Paul this year, you know, he just brings another dimension to your team.
Hey, and Jay Crowder.
I was getting there. Jay Crowder's a dog, of course. You know, Grizzlies legend also. Him and Ja had some good moments. But Mikal Bridges, man, a lock on the defensive end. Chris Paul does so much for your team, communication-wise, leader-wise, getting DeAndre Ayton more involved, looking better. And he's looked dominant this year. You know, that's what they expected when they picked him number 1. So Suns coming off a good win against the Bucks last night, a very good win, I should say. Held Giannis to 47 and a jump shot at the end, which is
held him to the jump shot at the end to miss it and get the dub.
As D-Book said, you know, when that shot was in the air, he said, we're good. You know, you live with that.
Exactly. You live with that. I'd much rather have D-Book take that final shot than Giannis any fucking day.
Of course. But I think the Suns are going to play a good game. You know, the Sixers have been playing so well. It's hard to keep that up for a while. Suns are very hungry. They want to keep proving that they belong. And, you know, Devin Booker versus Ben Simmons, little Kendall Jenner beef, Kendall Jenner action. You know, one of those guys might be extra motivated. I think if the line comes out, you know, like I said, I like to stay away from the spread in NBA, but if it comes out, you know, +6, something like that for the Suns, I'm with that. I think they're going to have a really good game, and I think they're going to stick with it, kind of try to show they belong with the big guns.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think well, I actually disagree in the sense, but I also think that I agree with you in the sense that it's going to be a really good game. And I think it's going to come down to the wire, or at least I would like it to come down to the wire. But I just think the 76ers match up well against the Suns. I mean, Tobias Harris has been playing very well this season. And
that's very true. They need him.
He honestly could be.
If Ben isn't scoring the ball well, you know, he obviously does so much for your team, but they need to
pick up the slack. He can pick up the slack. Could be a contender for MIP as well. Has been playing very, very good.
He gets paid way too much. Way too much.
Third contract. I don't know if he signed the extension with 76. He also
like 170 mil or something.
Money with the Clips. So
crazy.
But Doc always puts his boys on. So we will see. Daryl's got something scheming always. But as far as another sport, we have UFC. With Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, versus Burns in a freaking huge matchup. Usman 17-1, Burns 19-3, and Gilbert's stat line 6 KOs, 8 submissions, 5 decisions. While Usman's got 9 decisions, 7 KOs, and only 1 submission. But I mean, we saw from Kuzman versus Masvidal, Miami guy 305. Tough matchup.
305, let's go.
Pinned him against the wall for the whole time. Gilbert Burns' last win coming from Tyron Woodley, who lost to Usman 3 fights ago, got absolutely dominated. Who are you taking in this one?
You know, I don't necessarily watch that much UFC, but I do know Kamaru Usman. I have watched him fight, and I feel like I would be mistaken. You know, and I think the bettors agree with me. Line set at he's favored -280. Although the last time I bet on the heavy favorite was McGregor. It's a terrible bet. This is not the same. Usman is for real. You know, like you could just look at his last 3 fights. Masvidal, you know, Colby Covington gets a lot of hype that he doesn't necessarily deserve. Tyron Woodley, also a dog, and defeated all of them, 2 by decision, 1 by knockout. So I'm expecting him to keep continuing his tear, and I don't know if anyone can stop him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can stop him either. I also like the over for the fight. It's at 4.5, so it would need to go all 5 rounds at -145. But these guys are both ground and pound guys. I think
guys also big chins. They could take it, you know.
Yeah, we will see. I think the only way Burns wins this fight is if he tries to punch his way out of it. But the way Usman just freaking literally suffocates people with his big ass body and stuff, I think -280 is actually really good odds for him. So we will see. Also, Usman fought in May he fought in late July while Gilbert Burns' last fight was at the beginning of May, I think May 11th at UFC 249 or something. But we really like Usman in this. Questionable lock of the week for me. It's definitely Kamaru Usman. And I think we got a loaded Saturday slate. Unfortunately, our first week without football, but we got a lot of mock stuff, a lot of NFL offseason stuff on the site, so make sure you check that out. As far as that's all for me. Seb, you got any closing comments?
Check out the Twitter. I'm gonna start doing daily picks. I started yesterday. Hit both of those picks, so already up $100+ questionable lock.
Every day is a gambling day.
NBA, college basketball. It'll be mostly every day. I'll have to check out how the games are and stuff. But
yeah, we wouldn't
follow us there. Twitter's about to be more active. There's no more football like CJ said, but there is football. We'll try to get some soccer going. I got you guys on all that. Watch out for Lakers Nuggets on Sunday. We'll get it done. We'll figure out a way to get it done. 3 overtime games though, looking a little sus.
We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see how the Lakers pull through at the end, but they're just resting for playoffs anyway. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out the site, social media, all of the above. Peace.